since you've been involved in the franchising side of things, what's been maybe one of the biggest, one or two surprises that you've come across?
Um, I don't know about I don't know if it's so much surprises, but I would say that the passion of entrepreneurs always amazes me, and their resilience always amazes me. That that's one of the things that keeps me loving this job and loving what I do is working with franchisees. And sometimes the passion boils over, and sometimes you got to work through that. But
Yeah.
it is it's certainly, they're our customer. That's how I think about it, is they're our customer. And if you have happy franchisees, they want to buy more restaurants. They want to be more successful. They want to invest in their business. So the wake up every morning thinking about franchisee happiness and franchisee profitability. And if you can drive those two things, typically you have a very successful business, because the investments are made in their teams and their people. And you work together on building the right plans and the right tools, and you have success together. And it's a lot of fun when that happens.
Sure. Well, it's a testament to the brand when franchisees, of course, want more locations, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does your brand look like in terms of the number of franchises or percentage of franchises that do own multiple locations?
Almost all of them have multiple locations.
Wow.
Yeah. So 1 to 2. So you don't see too many just one-offs. A few, but the majority of them are. We don't have large franchise. We don't have super large franchisees that own 30, 40, but it's certainly the majority of them own a few, and they're always looking for more. So. It's just that we have no more malls to give out. That's the challenge, which is,
right.
We've opened up there's some new outdoor malls here and whatnot. But if we had more, certainly if there was more viable malls, we'd have a lot more people lined up for those locations.
Are you pretty much sold out in Canada?
Completely sold out.
Completely sold out. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you guys given great thought into how many locations you anticipate in the United States, and kind of a vision for how long it'll take for you guys to get to a target?
Yeah, we certainly have a vision. So in Canada, we have 115 locations, and we're almost about $120 million business, right? And everything in Canada and the US, I've been lucky enough to work on global businesses, and everything is always a 10 to 1, no matter how you slice it. The population, sizes of businesses, whatever it may be. And so, we really believe that New York Fries has the opportunity to have, more than 1,000 locations in the U.S. and be $1 billion business. But we want to get there, but we also recognize that we want to get there judiciously and not just open sites for the sake of it and give out ADAs. And, we really believe that the reason why we're investing in the corporate locations and we're actually building, we believe that, to run United States properly, it has to be run by Americans, not by Canadians from Toronto. So we're building the team in the U.S. We have a marketing and ops leader. We're just hiring a development lead. We're working with some great agencies in the U.S. as well to help us build the business. And really, we believe it's going to take time, and we want to find the right partners, because we know that when done well, people come back and they keep eating the product, and it's just year over year growth whenever you do it the right way. So we want to do it the right way and not get too many people doing all sorts of funny deals that there's not enough. In the restaurant business, it's a thin margin business. 4 people can't eat at the table. 2 people can eat at the table, but not 4. So
right.
So I want to make sure we do it the right way with the right partners.
And you've got 4 company-owned locations in the U.S., right?
Correct.
Do you anticipate opening more corporately owned locations with franchising, or is that about it for you guys on the corporate side?
Well, I think we're starting at 4, and I think that's a good start to have a base and get a sense of the different, because we do have Roosevelt and Smith Haven, as are different level malls, so it gives us a good sense of sort of the different malls and the volumes we can expect, which is why we did it this way. The plan would be to be primarily franchised from there, but we want to do the right thing for the business and grow it accordingly. So right now, really looking for the right franchise partners, primarily along the east coast of the U.S., is kind of down to from Florida, kind of on the way up to New York.
Any significant changes besides the toppings, for example, between the U.S. and the Canadian-based franchise locations?
Not really. The hot dog is different. So prior to launching, we did a lot of research in the U.S. We did a whole New York hot dog tour where I think I ate every hot dog in New York, which was an amazing tour. I didn't see my doctor for a couple of weeks after that, though, just to make sure everything was okay. But so we have an all beef Angus hot dog, which is a really high quality hot dog. It's different than the hot dog in Canada, which is a little bit different of a kind of flavor profile. So it's really about, apart from that, they're pretty similar. So, the fresh cut fry is a ubiquitous product, and it's been something that was how fries were done before they were manufactured with coatings and all that kind of stuff that you try now and eat today in QSR. But a fresh cut fry is a fantastic product, and it's a natural product that's been around forever. So, and it's global, right? So, I mean, we've had New York Fries in the Middle East for over 20 years, New York Fries location. So we know it's a great global appealing brand. So
that's awesome. People that are looking to invest in the franchise, and you've had so much experience, of course, in Canada, here coming to the U.S., obviously it's brand new or re-emerging here in the U.S. What's maybe some advice that you give to folks that are doing their due diligence when you want them to do their research? What are some of the things that you want them to look out for?
First and foremost, I would suggest they talk to our franchisees in Canada, right? Because I mean, there's always a salesperson who can give you a pitch, but I think franchisee to franchisee people speak pretty honestly.
Right.
So you could almost talk to any franchisee in Canada and hear the truth about the team and hear the truth about the brand and the margins and all those pieces. So that would be that side of it. So that would be my number one piece of advice. And then I would also say do the diligence on us as an organization. And the team, I think, the way that we're structured is we are owned as this company called Recipe that has 19 brands from, high-end steak restaurants like the Keg to New York Fries. But we really put a focus on, we have a chief operating officer. So Craig is our chief operating officer on New York Fries on every business, because we want each brand to have its own culture. And really focus on that brand. We don't want brand blend, and we really want each brand to live on its own and compete on its own. I think they would be very impressed with the team. The team has tons of tenure and tons of success over the years. And then the other side of it is just, doing the diligence on the malls. So, I mean, certainly if you read the articles, e-commerce has taken over and malls are dead, but that's actually not the case at all, right? And so if you go to the malls and actually speak to the property managers, they're investing heavily in all the malls to bring entertainment. They're building tons of density around malls as well. There's condos and all sorts of things going up around all malls, and they're really, really building. The landlords are very sophisticated and are really building entertainment hubs. And that's the future of malls, more so than, I think people may read about in the Wall Street Journal or wherever else they get their news.
Well, I think what you said is key. It's the reinvention or the reimagining of a mall, where it's being this entertainment hub. It used to be where you could just go to a mall and you're there all day on a Saturday, but now it's what else can I do while I'm there and being entertained or, having fun, activities. That's put pressure on the malls to get better. They can't just be the way they were in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, 100%. And they have, right? Like if you go to the mall, I walked a lot of malls in Long Island and New Jersey, and they are busy. Like there's a lot of people at these malls, and the retailers are becoming more and more sophisticated, building experiences, showcasing, and then people may shop online. Or you look at the Apple Store is a great example of that, right? The number one tech company of the world does the majority of their commerce through malls. So I think that's kind of a telling situation right there.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fumey, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.